Long before skyscrapers touched the clouds and modern cities lit up the night, the story of China began along the banks of the Yellow River, where the first whispers of civilization were born. This land, rich and mysterious, gave rise to one of the oldest continuous civilizations in human history. In the beginning, there were legends, stories of mythical rulers like Yellow Emperor, who was said to unite tribes and bring order to chaos. Whether myth or truth, these stories shaped the identity of a people who would endure for thousands of years. As time passed, myths gave way to reality, and the first dynasties emerged. The Xia dynasty is believed to be the first, but it was the Shang dynasty that left behind real evidence, bones carved with ancient writing, marking the birth of Chinese script. Then came the Zhou dynasty, one of the longest in history. But peace did not last forever. China entered a time of chaos, known as the Warring States period, a brutal era where kingdoms fought endlessly for power. War strategies, political alliances, betrayal, it was a time of blood and brilliance. Out of this chaos, one man rose above all. His name was Qin Shi Huang. He was ruthless, powerful, and unstoppable. In 221 BC, he united China for the first time, creating the Qin dynasty. He standardized writing, currency, and even the width of roads. But his greatest project? The early construction of what would become the legendary Great Wall of China. Built to defend against northern invaders, it became a symbol of strength and sacrifice. Art, culture, and architecture flourished, but isolation would later weaken the empire. Then came the Qing dynasty, the last imperial dynasty of China. It expanded China to its greatest territorial size, but it also faced internal corruption and external threats. Western powers arrived with advanced weapons and forced trade upon China. One of the darkest moments came during the Opium Wars, where foreign nations defeated China and imposed unequal treaties. The proud empire began to crumble. Rebellions erupted. The people suffered. In 1911, the imperial system that had ruled for thousands of years finally ended. China entered a new era, but not a peaceful one. Civil war broke out between nationalists and communists. After years of struggle, a new leader emerged, Mao Zedong. In 1949, he declared the founding of the People's Republic of China. His rule brought major changes, land reforms, industrialization, but also hardship, including famine and political campaigns that deeply affected millions. After Mao, China began to transform again. Economic reforms opened the country to the world. Cities grew. Technology advanced. Millions were lifted out of poverty. Today, China stands as one of the most powerful nations on earth, a country where ancient traditions meet modern innovation. But through all the wars, all the rulers, all the struggles and triumphs, one thing has remained constant: the resilience of the Chinese people. From farmers along ancient rivers, to builders of empires, to creators of the modern world, their story is not just history. It is a story of survival, strength, and endless transformation. Yet, Qin Shi Huang ruled with an iron fist. Books were burned. Scholars were buried alive. His dynasty fell shortly after his death. Then came a golden age. The Han dynasty rose, bringing stability, innovation, and expansion. This was a time when China opened itself to the world through the Silk Road, connecting East and West. During this period, China thrived in science, art, and governance. The people prospered, and Confucian ideas shaped society. But history is never a straight line. Empires rise, and empires fall. Centuries of division followed, until China was reunited again under powerful dynasties like the Tang and Song. The Tang dynasty was a cultural explosion. Poetry, music, trade, and international influence. The capital became one of the largest cities in the world. The Song dynasty advanced technology, printing, gunpowder, and navigation. Yet, despite its brilliance, it struggled against powerful enemies. And then, the storm came from the north. A name that shook the world, Genghis Khan. His Mongol armies swept across Asia like a storm. Eventually, his grandson, Kublai Khan, conquered China and established the Yuan dynasty. For the first time, China was ruled by foreigners. Though the Mongols connected China to a vast empire, Many Chinese people suffered under their rule. But resistance grew, and once again, the Chinese people took back their land. The Ming dynasty rose from rebellion. It was a time of restoration and pride. The Great Wall was rebuilt stronger than ever. Massive fleets sailed the oceans under Admiral Zheng He, showing China's power to the world.